We made it to the port. Now we got to get tickets to Therasia, which is the island we're staying on. Welcome to your ferry.
So Pantelis is the host, and he told us that this was a cave in the rocks, and he built this with some help. This is one of his paintings, and this is another one of his paintings. And we'll show you around later. He showed us some caves that looked like his home before he started. This is our place for the month. Super cool. These type of caves that you're seeing all around are all over the island. There are an unknown number of caves on Therasia. We were told by the locals that these caves have been around since the mid-1800s. They were made and used by people so they'd be protected from the weather and safe from pirates.
So this is the only small cemetery that we found on the island, and one thing that was really noteworthy about this is as we talked with some locals, they said that to keep it small, they exhume the remains of their loved ones about every 5 years and replace with somebody else.
What you're looking at now is a small village that has 8 people who live there. There are a total of 5 different villages, all being different sizes. This is a part of the caldera overlooking Santorini.
Where do you think we're going?
Down there.
What is it?
I don't know, maybe a winery, an abandoned winery that they squished with their feet for making wine.
Making the grapes.
Like I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
While we were up at this monastery, we ran into a tour guide, and he said that this was one of the oldest inhabited areas in all of Europe. So Cody and I were on Therasia, and we are looking at a monastery here, and on the other side is Santorini. So Cody's going to pan around and show you Santorini from our vantage point. All right, so we just had 2 bottles of beer Santorini made at a little spot today, a few minutes ago. So how much were those a piece?
Well, the beers were yummy. So it was like a craft beer back home. I got an IPA, very tasty. Tanya got one, it was a little fruity-ish, very tasty also. Right. And then the owner came to settle up the tab, and it was €16 for 2 beers.
It's about like $16.
It's more than $16. So we about fell out of our chairs. Like, we're not going to be doing a lot of beer drinking here.
Right, right. So now we're going into a little village to try and find a supermarket. We're going to have dinner with our host tonight. Pantelis is making us dinner. So we're hoping to grab a bottle of wine to bring for dinner.
Yeah, and we heard this from the owner of the restaurant that we were just at, because Pantelis invited he and his wife, and he said, "Oh, we can't make it tonight." We didn't even know we were having dinner tonight for sure. So yeah, sounds like that's how we get our confirmation is from the restaurant owner.
Right. So everybody knows everybody around here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Match it up okay?
That's pretty good.
I was trying.
Nice.
Pantelis was our host and is showing Cody how to stuff and roll grape leaves. He loved showing his Greek food and recipes with us. All of the foods he would make always had a bunch of fresh veggies from his garden. He would often deliver fresh tomatoes, beets, cucumbers, and carrots to us during the week. Pantelis made our time and experience in Greece so amazing. It'll be a trip we will never forget. We'd love to go back and spend time with all the friends we met while we were there. This is kind of what our Airbnb looked like before he started building it into a home.
It's like tree trunk.
That's insane.
And that's cactus.
I mean, look at this with Cody's head.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's huge.
That's one of how many? And that's not even a big one. Found a lemon. Smell it. What does it smell like?
Oh my gosh.
Does it smell like?
It smells like you just cut this thing open, but you didn't. And I smelled it before Cody even put it in my hand. It's like a baseball. No, softball.
Yeah.
And heavy. And look at the size of this thing.
And the tree's got several.
Huge.
Yeah. kind of excited. We got a local drink. It's like a liqueur that's common in Greece. We think it's pronounced ouzo. We thought we knew what it was going to taste like, but it doesn't taste anything like we were expecting. It's actually really delicious. It's got anise and a whole bunch of just other flavors going on in it. And you can see it's clear, but when you add ice to it, it emulsifies with the anise and oils, and it makes it milky. It's kind of fun. We'll show you. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, but it's turning really milky cloudy. Totally changes the look of the drink. But seriously, the aroma, it's like the best licorice, black licorice ever, and the flavor. Super good. We both just said, that is amazing. Like a dessert in a glass.
Oh, absolutely.
You liked it too, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we just,
so good.
we were so pleasantly surprised because we got this in a little tiny mini mart.
We didn't know what we were getting.
Didn't know what we were getting, but we thought, okay, well, we'll try. It's from Santorini. Give it a try. So cool. If you're ever in Greece and have a chance, try ouzo.
Oh, okay. So there's the ashes.
So all of this is wood.
When they are burnt, my father with this does go there, and they end up here because there's a hole there that when that dumps them down.
So how long does the bread cook?
1 hour.
1 hour? That's it?
Yeah, it's simple.
It's fast.
And we need to. Πώς λέγεται φουσκώσει?
Bro, θέλει 4 ώρες όλη η διαδικασία.
All the.
Όλη η διαδικασία θέλει 4 ώρες. Να κάνεις.
They make the dough and after they wait for growing.
1 hour to grow.
For it to run. So we're just coming back from a really cool experience where our host took us to a church and they were holding a service. They have these once a year at the various churches on the island. Not sure how many churches there are exactly, but one day a year they celebrate that particular church, and we were fortunate enough to be here on the day that they were celebrating one. And so they start at 7:30 in the morning and they have a service that runs for 3 hours. Some people stay the whole time. Seemed like other people were kind of coming and going a little bit, depending on if they wanted to be in that whole time. And then Tanya took a little bit of footage where we walked around the whole church, and then there was a procession where people would kiss the painting and go under of Santorini, Santorini, which they think is the island of Santorini, how the island was named. So basically, the act of kissing the picture and going under it is accepting the blessings of Santorini.
And then they receive candy, sweets, and bread.
Bread that was blessed by the priest. Yeah, and everybody had little bags.
And made by the local baker that we went to last night for dinner.
That's right, yeah. It was a really good rye bread. It was a very just fun, unique, cool experience to be able to be a part of.
Των επιτρόπων συνδρομητών, αφιερωτών, ευλαβών προσκυνητών της Ιεράς Εκκλησίας και διάλακτο γενέστε των αγαθών και φυλών, πάντων των περάτων.
this is where the whole congregation sits. And then the men stand here on these standing chair type things. And here was the service. On our first day or two of hiking, we walked way up there and visited that church and just looked around the sites to take pictures and video.
It's up there a ways.
Yeah, it's a great hike. Oh, so one thing we remembered when we were at the bakery last night having dinner with Pantelisa's friends, they were telling us that cooking all of that bread, they use wood. But there are hardly any trees on this island. So what they do is they go and collect wood from like the old grape vines and different branches that they can find around. But they're the only bakery on the island. So it's a crazy thing, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And at some point, you'd be afraid you're going to run out of wood. I don't know how that hasn't already happened if that's the only way they're heating it.
Well, and they do have a backup system with an electrical
oven. Right, the oven. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
So, yeah, it's really neat.
No, so on the island, you'll notice the buildings are all very white, and we asked Pantelis, how often do these have to be painted? He said once a year to keep them looking in this kind of condition. So he said everybody's very committed to doing that. But no small undertaking. He said the seawater, the salt water, is just really hard on the buildings, which makes sense. But
everything is so fresh.
Everything looks very fresh. We're impressed by that.
Yeah.
So at this point, we've seen this whole island from north to south. And actually, even on our third day here, when we hiked to the monastery, at that point, we had seen everything on the island north to south because the port where the ferry comes in brings you at the northernmost point and the monastery is at the southernmost point. So we haven't seen everything side to side necessarily, but top to bottom we have.
Right. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and we did learn that there used to be 800 people that lived here, and now there's only 250 people. And we met a big majority of them at the church today.
That's true. So at our social gatherings with people here, we've asked where in Greece should we go? Because we'll obviously see Santorini, but where else should we go? And unanimously they say Crete. So at some point, future trip has to be to Crete. They said it's got everything, mountains and all of it, ocean, city.
Right, and they recommend 15 days.
Yeah, take a good amount of time.
Yeah, and rent a car.
Yes.
We have arrived.
So we just hiked from our Airbnb and we're gonna check out this little village that's probably a 20-minute little hike up the hill, and we've been over on this side, which was like day 2 or 3, where we checked out a couple churches. That was really nice, but now we're gonna go this direction and check out the village area. Gonna be quick, small, but pretty quaint.
This is the elementary school, the teachers.
We met several of the teachers.
Yeah, they're very
Yes.
nice. This is the main church,
Okay.
which is beautiful.
Haven't seen
It's
that yet.
wonderful. It's wonderful.
We're staying with Pentecost.
Yeah, I imagine that the caves.
So we just met Anthony and Yorgo, who are refinishing a family home. It was her grandmother's, who passed it on to her father, and her grandmother's husband died when this woman's father was being born, actually, at that point. And the grandmother raised 4 children alone, solo, and had a winery, and operated the winery right out of the bottom of this property. Tanya got a few pictures of the property. It is really nice. The view is phenomenal. And so we checked out the winery, and it hasn't really been touched since 1873. And they've been working on renovating this property for over 3 years. She said it's been very long and painful and difficult, but it's coming along nice, and they're in the home stretch. So really cool.
Well, and a part of it outside had a chicken coop that we filmed, and then inside had a part where they would make grapes and stomp on them, and then the juice would flow down into the well type of a thing.
Yeah, so it was a full operating winery. And they had outside a pizza oven. They're going to try to renovate that. And
From the man that was at the bakery that we had dinner with.
the bakery, yeah. The baker knows how to renovate that.
Yeah.
Really cool. Good experience. This is a hotel that was started several years ago, but because of bureaucratic red tape was never finished. You can see it's got really fun bones. And a nice thing about it is that it sits on top of a hill, so you can see all the way east and all the way west to enjoy both sunrises and sunsets.
So here's some grapes, and we were told they shape them into those baskets because of the wind, so they don't grow up high like they do in the U.S.
So this is phyllo.
Philo, yes, philo pita.
That looks really good. Already, it's going to be magic. Is there anything in the middle?
In the middle is the stuff.
Okay, the
This
stuffing.
is with cheese, but the other, yours is only veggies. And the onion and some garlic also.
Are you going to put Tanya to work? And
If she likes, yes.
so, what are the ingredients in the phyllo?
Only wheat, flour,
Okay,
water and olive oil.
that's it.
Nothing else.
Nice.
Yeah. So you do 2 layers on the bottom,
2 layers and 2 layers
on the top.
Oh, okay. So now what do you call this dish? Pita.
Pita, pita is the stuff you can put anything you can imagine.
Okay.
Meat, zucchini, eggplants,
Anything you want.
anything you want.
Load it up.
Usually we put spinach, the most common spinach, and the feta.
Ooh. Whoa, that looks
This is for you.
fantastic. Wow. That's a lot of greens. That looks great.
everything from my garden. Spinach, basil, anise.
Fantastic. Wow.
You made this look easy.
Yeah. Bravo. No problem.
It's okay.
Yes. Okay, more.
And that's all flattened out. Ah. Yeah, that whole, all of it. Can you believe that? That's olive oil?
Yes.
The water's in Greece, but it's very cold. We're having dinner up on a balcony, and we have
Cat friends.
cat friends. Yeah. And a beautiful view. Off to go swim.
We're gonna give it a go. We'll see what the temperature's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So clear.
Yeah.
So pretty. Yeah, nice. That's a good sign. Oh, baby.
Come on, you can do it. Just do the plunge. Beautiful views. And right there is where we'll pick the capers. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you what we learned last night from our host, Pantali. So we're down at the beach again. We're picking some capers, and I'll take you over to Cody so you can see what he's doing.
Harvesting.
Harvesting some capers, huh? See, there's a whole bunch of them in here. So we found out also last night, if they have this, let's see if I can find you one. If they have the white flower showing, it's not really, this one's still okay, but it's kind of big. But if they've got a little bit of a white flower showing, that's not, oh, here's one. Like, obviously that one's too much, but a little white showing. You can get them at actually a decent size and it still works.
Here's our big harvest of capers. We got a nice amount. It seems
Look at all that.
yum.
Woo. And last night we got to put them on our salad.
Yeah, they're delicious.
It was
Salty.
so
So good.
Nice and
Salty.
fresh.
Yeah,
Yep.
really fun. Cool to be able to have that experience.
Totally.
Get a bunch of capers. Love it.
theta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mi, T, omicron, P, Ra, sigma, tau, epsilon, P, Psi, omega.
Oh, good job.
These are the two girls that are staying with us. Here's Zuzu and Mama Kitty. We gave them feta cheese, and they're pretty happy about it. Zuzu is Pantalisa's friend. And Mama Kitty has 3 babies that she's been taking care of.
So in the time that we were there, they opened a new port that had been closed previously, and it cut the ferry time down from 45 minutes to about 10, which was really nice. Also, you'll see they're transporting a lot of goods for the restaurants at this port. So on the ferry ride back from that new port to our port of Riva, Pantali pointed out that there's a hidden hotel here. It's pretty exclusive. Only one guest can stay, and it's about $12,000 a night. Angelina Jolie has been known to stay there.
We just got off of the ferry in Riva. We took it from the new port that opened up, and we got a little bit of bite of lunch down there. We took the ferry to Riva. It was 50 cents per person.
Yeah.
50 cents each. And now we've been walking back, and this walk back is a little over 2 miles. And the traffic today is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh,
Unbelievable.
there is so much traffic.
So much traffic. It's rush hour,
Yeah.
and we've seen 5 vehicles, I think. 4?
Yeah,
5.
five. I think
This was the
5.
5th,
Yeah.
which
I mean,
is
normally
a
we
ton.
see one.
One, yeah.
Maybe 2.
So it's Friday night. Everybody's finishing work. Crazy traffic.
much.
5 vehicles.
Yeah. I mean, so much. So I'm walking down the middle of the road.
We're getting ready to head out in 2 days. It's Friday. We
Head back to Vlora.
head back to Albania, yep, on Sunday morning. So we are wrapping up our time here in Greece.
Yeah.
It's been great.
So great.
It's been fantastic.
Relaxing, educational, and a great experience.
A lot of hiking.
A lot of hiking.
A lot of steps.
Yes.
But it's been great. Yeah,
much.
wonderful. Miss.
Now are the misses.
They're hiding really well.
All right, everybody. We are enjoying a beautiful sunset here on the island. And just wanted to say
Good night, guys.
good night.